You guys have to see Coda right now. She moved. Shensi's down here. Shensi's in my lap, don't worry. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to a new reading vlog. I am planning to read the whole day. This was supposed to be a 24-hour readathon, but things didn't go as planned. So this is better lighting, but Shensi's like right here, so I can't turn my body to you guys. But anyways, my plan was to do 2 vlogs this weekend. So yesterday was gonna be a 24-hour readathon, and then today was gonna be like a kind of like a Sunday reset, because I really enjoyed doing that last weekend. If you guys haven't watched that vlog, go watch it. I pretty much spent the whole weekend cleaning and getting my stuff together, like just setting myself up for the week, and I think that really helped me. So I wanted to do that this weekend, so today basically. But because yesterday didn't happen, I decided today that we're gonna continue reading all day, but we're also gonna do like a little Sunday reset. I didn't go work out because I wanted to make sure that I get some reading done, and I was just relaxing here, but I cannot stop looking at my bookshelves and the floor. It's disgusting. I have to dust that whole area and the floor. I think it's because Coda spends her time there. So I'll show you guys a little glimpse of it, but basically we leave Coda's pen right there in front of the TV because there's space for it there. So I'm just gonna play my audiobook and clean this whole area, clean the living room, and then we'll move on to the dining room and the kitchen because those are not as bad. Marcos is working out, so I have about an hour to get this done. I'll show you guys. I just want to get this done right now. So basically Shensi was literally couldn't get up because Shensi was right there. But anyways, I'm still using my Christmas blanket just because it's so soft and thin, and it's a big blanket, and I just love that it covers my whole body. Hi peoples. Shensi, tell them to subscribe. Anyways, this is what I meant. This is where we keep Coda because she is not allowed to roam around the house when we are not here. And so we have the TV and the bookshelves, but it is really bad. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but the floor is disgusting. Like, it's so much dust. So this is what I was looking at, and then I was like, there's no way these bookshelves are not dirty. And the more I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, my plants died this winter. I need to fix this. I need new plants. I mean, I don't know how those two are surviving, but they are. So the idea is for me to clean this whole thing. This hasn't happened, by the way. If you guys have watched that vlog about me talking about the outdoor space that I want to, you know, make happen out here. This is the rug, still there. That's still there. I bought this table not long ago. I need to figure out what I want to do with it. And then I just have a bunch of books and things that I need to put away. And like these ones, for example, I want to take them out of their boxes because I don't like to keep them in their boxes, as you guys can see. Basically, this is what I'm gonna do for the next hour or so. I vacuumed the bin bag. There's still hair on it, but that's fine, you know. Cobra, what can we do? I also just vacuumed the floors, the carpet, the couches. I dusted my bookshelves. I put away the books that were like all stacked up. That table was so disgusting. I still need to hang that one, but that's going in the dining room. Not to brag, but I also put the screen on because I wanted to clear out the boxes. I mean, I still have the hose down there because I'm gonna use it to clean outside. But yeah, Coda enjoys it. I mean, this is supposed to go back. Coda enjoys it. She figured it out. She knows what she has to do. I just need to mop the floors and I'll be done. So let's get that done. Shensi hasn't figured out the screen yet, so we're gonna see if she does later on. I was sweeping the floors, crying my eyes out. I knew it was gonna happen. I knew why it was gonna happen. I was not ready for that. I don't think I've sat down to tell you guys that I'm reading Hamnet by MaggieO'Farrell. You guys know from the B-roll that I was reading this book. It's not a spoiler. We know what happens to Hamnet. We know what the plot of the story is. We know it was gonna happen to him. Like, we knew from the first page that he dies at a young age. I was not expecting that, and I was not expecting to cry. I was not expecting for it to hit me in this way, but it did. And I just wanted to come and tell you guys because I was just sweeping and I thought it was gonna happen later on. I'm like almost to the second part. I think there's 2 parts. I don't even know what page it is because I've been cleaning and just listening to the audiobook. I thought the way that it's going, I thought it was gonna happen later on, but it happened. The kid, he died. He's gonna die. Basically, I don't even want to explain it right now because it's hard for me to explain it. The sister, everyone's paying attention to his sister because she's the one that's like very sick. I'm gonna compose myself. I'm gonna continue reading and I'll come back because I'm not making any sense. I'll be back. I think this vlog is just gonna be from this spot right here. It is now Monday, the next day, Monday afternoon. So basically, I finished cleaning yesterday. Everything was going well. We ended up going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it was amazing. It came out this weekend. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. It was so good. It was funny. I cried so much. I started crying from the beginning of that movie. If you guys are into Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm not gonna say anything about it because obviously I would never spoil a Marvel movie, but if you guys haven't watched it, you guys have to. I think for me, just the fact because I have pets, just because Shensi and Koda, my dogs, are my life, it hit something. It hit. It was such a beautiful movie. I cried, I laughed, it was such a good movie. So after that, I had to go to Target and run some errands because I literally ran out of everything that I need for the shower and restroom and everything. Like, we came home and we ate dinner. We got In-N-Out because we didn't want to make dinner. Then we had ice cream and watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine because we have been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. So funny. Great show. Also, if you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. I didn't finish my book yesterday. This morning, when I woke up, Shensi up, and Koda, of course, I knew Shensi, there was something going on with her. Her eyes were just telling me to stay. I knew it. Like, I looked at her and if you have pets, you know when they are not acting the same. They give it away really easily. I think in my case, I know how to read them really well, and Shensi was telling me to stay. Like, her little eyes, she wanted to sleep, and there's certain things that they do, and she was not doing those things, and I was like, okay. I knew something was going on. So I waited for my husband to get back home because, like, obviously. Then I asked him how she was doing, and he was like, what do you mean? I just got home. So I explained it to him, and he was like, well, she hasn't been feeling well. Like, I think it's her belly. And I was like, I knew there was something going on. I guess she didn't eat this morning, and then the moment that I got home, she was she wanted me to hold her. Like, she's right here. She's being dramatic. If you guys are wondering why I have a tattoo of a donut, this is why. She loves donuts. But anyways, she's being dramatic. She's doing well, and she just wants me to hold her. I knew she wanted to cuddle this morning. I knew it. I could feel it. So, well, what's gonna happen right now is that I have about 100 pages or less in this book, and that I'm gonna finish it. It is such a sad story. I was reading it on my way to work and I was crying, and I tried to read it on my way back right now. I started crying. I was like, it's not a good thing. I can't be driving and crying at the same time. I stopped the audiobook, but I'm just gonna chill with Shensi and I'm gonna try to finish the book. It's so good. I will talk about it, but once I'm done with it, because I've done this whole video and I have not said a single word about this book. But just know that I'm loving it and it's making me feel the feels. Between this book and Guardians of the Galaxy, I have cried so much. I know I still have some tears left in this book, so. She is so strong. This is not yours. This is Shensi's. She's gonna get mad. She loves to take Shensi's donut, but she knows that it's Shensi's. It's Shensi. Okay. She has so many toys that she can play with. But she licked my face. But she just wants Shensi's toys. Still a little hot, but that helps. It's early, and of course Coda and Shensi are gonna play. So here's the thing, I didn't update you guys on Hamnet by MaggieO'Farrell when I finished it, and they're running. It's not because I forgot or anything, it's just this book was so sad, and every time that I talk about it, I want everyone else to read it, but when I'm trying to tell them, it just, Shensi has the zoomies. It just, like, I start crying and I don't know how to talk about it because I also don't know what to, like, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. But I just want to say that this book by far has been one of my favorite reads this whole year. 5 stars. This book made me feel things that I didn't think it would. I was not expecting that. In the first page, like not even getting to the story before, she gives us a historical note, and in that note, it tells you what's gonna happen. It is 1596, and the plague is going on. In this book, we follow Shakespeare, even though we don't know it's Shakespeare. Like, we know it's Shakespeare, but in the book, she never mentions it is Shakespeare. I had never pictured Shakespeare as a person, if you could say that. I always picture Shakespeare as, you know, Shakespeare. Like, I never thought about his childhood. I never thought about his, when he was a teenager, how he fell in love. I just knew about his wife. I didn't take a Shakespeare class when I was studying for my degree. I remember saying I'm not taking Shakespeare, and I believe I took Milton instead, which was also a horrible class. I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy my professor at that time. Like, in that class, it was a difficult class. Anyways, I wished after that I had taken Shakespeare, but I'm also glad I read Milton. Anyways, I didn't take Shakespeare as a class. I wish I had. I didn't read his plays except for maybe Romeo and Juliet when I was a freshman in high school, but I didn't know anything about the play Hamlet. I didn't know what it was about, and you don't have to technically. So in this book, we follow his family, and when he was he was young, he was a teenager. His wife is actually a bit older than him, and we follow his family and how he started to become Shakespeare, like the Shakespeare that we know now. Like, how his wife helped him and pushed him to go to London, And I mean, from a young age, he already knew how to write. He was a scholar. He was teaching others how to write and read. And then he fell in love with Agnes, which we know as Anne. Like, his wife's name was Anne. But the author here chose different names, and she lets us know why in the back. So she chose Agnes for the wife's name, and she also changed a few names like for the characters, because back then a lot of people's name were the same, and to follow a story with so many characters with the same name, it's very difficult. If you've read Cien Años de Soledad by Gabriel García Márquez, that book, 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel García Márquez, you know that book is so difficult to follow along because everyone is Aurelio and everyone is, it's just so many names are the same in that story, and that is one of the, I mean, it's amazing if you guys haven't read that, but it's hard to follow along. Like, you need a family tree to follow along with. So she made some choices to change their names, and I get it. So basically, Agnes is such an intriguing character. I loved her from the beginning. She's a healer, and she was the weird one in the town. She was like, I mean, a lot of people knew her as like, she had a falcon, and she would walk, she would wander, she would like go around cutting herbs, but also people would go to her because they needed them to heal them. So she was a very, I mean, she was well known within the town, but everyone knew that she was special, she was different. And our boy, Shakespeare, I don't even know, they don't say his name. They don't say his name. They never, like, he's never mentioned by his name. But he falls in love with her. They end up having a family, and she has a younger daughter, I mean, an older daughter and 2 twins. And one of the twins is the one, I mean, spoilers maybe, but she tells us since the first page. But if you don't want to hear, I don't know what to tell you. One of the twins dies. So one of the twins gets really sick, and the other twin is trying to get help. Everyone's focusing on this one twin that is very sick. And then at the end, this is the part where I can't get past because I don't know how to tell, like, I don't know how to say it. And it's just, I was not expecting that. I was not ready for how it happened, but one of the twins ends up dying. You know which one. But the way that it happens and the way that she describes it is so beautiful, and you feel it. And I love the perspective. Like, we get their points of views. Like, we get to see what they're thinking. We get to see what they're feeling. I just love Agnes as a character because we just feel her pain throughout the whole book. But she's also such a good person. I don't know how to explain it. She's like a good person, and she likes to help, and she feels love for everyone. But the pain that she feels with the loss of her son, her husband cheating on her, and how she like figures it out, and the things that she feels because she's like in tune with nature. She senses things that other people wouldn't, and it's such a good story. Like, you forget you're reading about Shakespeare, and that's like the best. So I really enjoyed the way that Agnes was portrayed. Like, she's one of the main characters. She is the main character, and Hamnet, of course. But it's so much pain, so much pain. I think there's like 100 or so pages of just them talking about the loss of their son and everyone else, and it's so painful. Like, it just makes me cry. That's the part that makes me cry. It is such a beautiful story, the way it's written, the way that she explains things. You forget you are reading. You forget you're reading. Like, you just feel whatever they're feeling, and it's such a good story. So yes, it was so sad. It took me a few days to get through that because I was trying to drive and read and listen to it, and I couldn't because I would just start crying. It was a lot of crying. A lot of tears were shed through this book. So that is basically the story, and I really enjoyed it. I love it. I recommended it to everyone on my personal Instagram. Like, I never tell people to read. I never tell them like, hey, read this book. But I had to do it with this one because everyone should read this book. It's so beautiful. So that is Hamnet, and that is this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I said this was gonna take me 3 minutes and it's already 12 minutes. I apologize for my ugly crying. Let me know if you guys have read it or you plan to read it. I hope you do, because it is a beautiful book, like I said. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. That is all for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye. I mean, Agnes suffers so much for him to be frolicking around London with other women, okay? Despicable. Despicable.